Now, the proper implementation of the peace agreement in South Sudan has not yet begun, leaving the situation tense and anxious, says George Omodi, a research fellow at the African Research and Resource Forum. Let's hear from him now.
The situation in South Sudan is, in summary, tense and quite anxious. I think the anxiety has to do with the beginning of the implementation of that peace agreement. I'm saying the beginning because it seems to me that even though there have been some follow-up activities in Addis Ababa in terms of the meetings between the two groups on security arrangements, implementation proper has not begun. For Uganda, I think the fact that there's an agreement that has been signed is a good exit strategy, because I mean, if they stay beyond this agreement, the question is, when then do you want to leave? What's going to be the landmark that's going to make you leave? Whether it is a good sign or not, I think in terms of security, it's perhaps a good sign, because I can only imagine what's going to happen if Riek Machar was going to return to Juba in December and still find Ugandan forces there. There's only going to be one method, and that's going to be force, so to speak. I think people in South Sudan, the leaders, and particularly President Kiir and his group, are going to do a lot of the things expected of them only by force. The question is, whose force? I think that force is going to be to come from the international community. That force might come from regional, states in the region, neighbors. If the peace agreement collapses, yes, there is a high possibility that the humanitarian situation is going to worsen, because the only bargaining chip then that will be left, particularly for the rebels, is to continue fighting. And that's how rebel movements operate. I mean, if they cannot get the peace agreement implemented, they're not going to lose the inconvenience they caused by fighting.